Do you ever want to disappear to somewhere far away? I do. So I'm heading off into the desert to spend the next 5 days alone. Hey, my name is Kath. Welcome to day 1826 of living in a van.
Rejoined Bumble.
This might be part of the reason why I want to
Dating
disappear.
profiles and stuff, and I went on a few dates. And I don't know why I even bothered whenever this is how I spend my days. Just out here like this with my dog. Adventuring. I mean, really. We've made it to camp. I'm so excited. Let me go show you what it looks like outside.
This area has scattered petroglyphs, and I found this, which may be one, on a large boulder by camp. I wanted to seize the rare opportunity to enjoy a rainy day, so Walter and I went out to explore. There's been quite a few cases of rattlesnake bites and people dying lately, so I'm trying to be more cautious than even normal to make sure that I'm not running into one. I've never been here before, so I'm really excited to be somewhere new that isn't too far. Listen to those birds. Look at Klaus, that handsome man right there. Adventure dog, does whatever he wants to do.
Talk to me when I look alright. The features in my face are aligned enough to form a present smile for people I just met a while ago.
Walter, this way.
Help lift off this heavy.
So I did a really good job watching where I was going. And put the brakes on really quickly, because look. To have what you need, there's a swarm of bees around the van, so I'm a little confused. Oh no. I don't know if I should move or not. Look at this. Maybe I should move my campsite? I like bees, but this is a lot. I don't know what to do, to be completely honest. I don't want to move because I like my spot, but there are hundreds of bees outside right now, and I'm afraid that they'll move their hive to like be in my roof rack or something crazy, and I honestly don't even know what to anticipate, but like having bees build their hive on top of my van does not sound like a good idea. So I think I'm gonna move and go find somewhere else to park, because this is wild. That I've never had this happen, and I'm not like scared of bees or anything, but I don't know. This is so weird. Am I their queen? Oh my goodness. But really, like, I'm being funny, but I'm quite nervous actually. Where's my key? Okay, I need to lock up some things, and then we're gonna go find another campsite because lock all the cabinets, refrigerator and everything. Did I put my key in my jacket? No. There it is, and on top of it. Okay. Let's get out of here. Look how many bees. Can you hear them? Like, oh my goodness gracious. Okay. We're gonna be driving down the road, just trailing bees. Go, Walter. This is one of the wildest things I have ever experienced on the road, for sure. I don't even know what to think about it. I hope someone that like knows about bees watches this video and then they can tell me stuff. I couldn't imagine how terrifying this would be for someone who is allergic to bees, but I have been stung once ever, and I'm surprised because like bees are my friend. I love bees. I carry them around and stuff. Oh my god, they're in the front of the van too.
Hold on, Gypsy.
Oh my god, okay. Escape! You know, there's always more experiences to have in life. Hopefully there's a place to turn around soon. I was not prepared for this. Sometimes I think that all this weird stuff is happening to me because of you guys. Because I've had weird stuff happen on the road, but it happens a lot more frequently when I'm filming myself for YouTube. After finding our second campsite, we settled in for a windy and cold evening, and then watched how the clouds held the top of the mountains in the distance, dumping rain on a wide open desert. Living in a van is a surreal experience. The lines blur between what is a vacation and what is life. Excuse me. When you take your home everywhere you go, it can be easy to feel like nothing much has changed from one place and one day to the next. Over the last 5 years in the van, each day mostly goes the same way. Wake up, make the bed, clean the house, make and eat breakfast. Even when you are in paradise, there are chores and tasks to do that follow you, that need to be done for everything to keep going smoothly, at least as smoothly as possible. Just how everyone lives life in a house differently, so do we each have our own way of living in a van. I often wish I was the type of van lifer who sat outside for hours in a swing chair reading books, or made coffee and danced in the morning sun. I've wished to be the one who keeps the van doors open all day, but the sun beats down on my skin and the flies start a party in the van, and I go back to my normal little life. Today was chores and tasks and work. I had a short list of things to fix
and jewelry to be made for this weekend's market. In the van, I carry 15 gallons of water, 5 under the sink and 10 in the front between the driver's seat and the passenger seat. I usually go through 5 gallons in about 2 or 3 days. Since we've been out in the desert for 3 days now, it's time to add more water to the sink. So here I am doing the normal task of filling up the jug that sits under the sink that I use with my foot pump. When I travel farther and longer, or in places in which I don't know where the next time I'll have water, I sometimes carry 20 with me. There have been moments where I've ended up in the middle of nowhere, refilling my jugs cup by cup from a sink. This is one of those things that's not glamorous, but it works. I love that I don't need to worry about how much electricity I have, that all the parts that run my sink are accessible and easy to fix. I can always easily see how much fresh water I have and when it's time to dump my gray water, like I need to today. I've been out in the desert for the last few days and it is beautiful, especially in the evening with like the sunset. I kind of feel like I parked in the wrong direction because the like nice open space with the views is in that direction and my side door's in this direction, which is still nice, but it's like rocks. But if I did park with that side open, not only would my head be below my feet when I sleep, but also my doors would open to the road, and then everyone who drives by, if I have my doors open, would be able to see in my van, which is not something that I like for safety and for privacy. So I wish that I could sit outside, and obviously I could sit outside, but I don't have the tendency to do that. And one of the reasons why I don't sit outside, besides like the shade, is what I would like to do outside is like listen to music and dance. And there are people around me, and especially with like the landscape, everything carries. Like I could hear the guy in the van like all the way that way just having a conversation on the phone this morning. So I know that he can hear me. And I don't want to disturb other people who are enjoying nature. Then I saw that my fridge was full of water. Look how gross this is. Okay, so trying to tilt it up using this, and then I'm gonna scoop it out. Ah! It fell down again. Okay, I guess it's tilted enough. Look at that. Yucky! Normally I'm better about emptying this sooner, so I don't have nearly this much in it. This is one of the downsides of having a cooler fridge, is dealing with this. Okay, I think that's probably as much as I'm going to get at the moment, so. And I realized that the drawer also wasn't closing properly, so I pulled out the refrigerator to investigate. So one of the of the smart things I did whenever I built the van was when I put drawer slides in, I was concerned about the amount of weight that would be out here with the fridge on the drawer slide. So I put these long wooden brackets over the top, or these long wooden pieces that I drilled into the wall on the top of the slides. And that's one of the reasons why, even though I've lost 2 screws in the back, I haven't had any issues with my refrigerator. Here are the 2 screws that I lost all the way in the back. And then you can see this top wood piece that I installed. And look at the drawer slide moving. If I hadn't had put that wood brace on the top, this drawer slide would have already been flipping out. But when I press down, you could see it goes up and it hits up there. And that's how it stayed secure this whole time. Okay. Hopefully that'll hold for another year. Knock on wood. As the days went by and we got later in the week, the weather turned hotter. This is one way that I keep the van cooler while the sun beats down from above. A reflective emergency blanket adhered to the side of the van. After getting out into the desert, I had realized that my reverse camera had fallen, so another task for today was reattaching it to my bumper. I actually have a new camera that I got from one of my lovely subscribers. They went on my Amazon wish list and they purchased me a new dash cam, which is so appreciated. It has helped so very much. But yeah, so I have a new reverse camera, but I already installed the front camera, but just not the back one, and I really do not want to have to install another camera because they're just difficult, and you have to climb under the van. Okay. Cleaned off this area right about here, I think. We'll just stick it like that and hope for the best. Nothing fancy, just some 3M tape between the camera and the bumper. After all the chores for the day, as the sun started to set in the sky, Walter and I went for a walk. These huge ant piles cover much of the desert floor, so besides watching for snakes, we had to make sure to avoid stepping on one of these. I found this little person, right? Look at that. See the arms and the legs and everything? I'm gonna put it right here. Looks like someone laid right here. Do you see that? Stay. Stay. Gotta make sure there's no snakes. But I'm gonna put them right here. Next to the flowers. Look at that. Bones. Stay. Look at this little natural cave. There's quite a few of them everywhere. Oh my goodness, look at these little blue flowers. Stay. Stay. Look at these little blue flowers. looks like a good little house.
I wonder if I'm in someone's little house. Walter is home. Look at him.
Oh my goodness, look Mom, I'm so fast. I thought he was running home. Have to keep an eye on him. Hey, hey. Oh my God, how on earth did you find that out here? You are crazy. Look at that. That is impressive. Can you smell the rubber? We'll get this too while we're out here. Bring that into the van. That is crazy, Walter. You found a ball all the way out here. That is so impressive. This way, Walter. And then right now in the van, it's 98 degrees. It's cooler in the van than it is outside, except for when the wind blows because of how sunny it is. So I'm all covered up and we'll pick up some trash. Whew, whew, whew. Hello, Mr. Rattlesnake. And you get bit by a rattlesnake. Ooh. Let me go show you guys. So, you see it? This is all the trash that I picked up. Tired. This is one of the things about van life that it's hard to understand until you do it and you're on the road, is there is never a day of peace because there's always something. Even when you're parked on a mountain next to a stream, there's going to be something. Whether that's a van repair or an animal or a person, there's always going to be something. Usually people in the desert are quite good about giving each other privacy. And just in general, like nomads are usually quite good about giving each other privacy. So like if they see an RV or a vehicle somewhere, they don't go in that place. But there's always the exception. It's time to head back into the city for the weekend and for work. I'm packing up all of my trash and the trash that I picked up into this dry bag to keep the van clean and smell free before we're able to dump it. I do the dishes and then go through the same process of emptying and filling my water. I also prepare 2 packages for my business to ship off at the USPS in town. After, I check my oil to make sure that it's still full after the long drive, and to help my battery after it's been sitting for a few days, I connect my jumper box and start the van, and we're off.
Have you seen the mess I've been? I've been looking out for it. It's gone away for now, but I know it's coming back.
On my way out to the desert, I saw this cute building on the side of the road. So on my way back to the city, I stopped. I came in and I ended up getting one of these. It's really good. It's some type of kombucha tea. And they said that they have fresh sourdough coming, but it would be like 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm just sitting here in this cute little market that was off the side of the road that I stopped at, waiting to get some sourdough. I also ended up getting a vintage bandana that was hanging with these handkerchiefs.
And then we also have some like pastry thingies if you want to see.
Oh, you have pastries? It's like you knew I loved pastries.
Brown butter, sourdough chocolate chip cookies. These are sourdough chocolate swirls, sourdough cardamom rolls.
A sourdough cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Brown butter. I'm gonna go broke being here. I just had a cute little time in the patchwork market here in Julian. I met the owner, Tiffany, and got some sourdough bread, and then I got this cute bandana. And now we have to actually head back into town and do groceries, get water, and take a shower.
Just want to hear that thunder roll on trails that ain't been rode before. That's what they say.
You looked nice, so I figured I'd help give you a ride. Did something happen to your car, or have you just been surviving without one? Here you go, in case
Thank
you need
you
any
for-
help.
Thanks for, making the trouble.
No, you're all good.
Great.
Glad I could help.
Thank you.
It was nice to meet you. Have a lovely day. That's the lady that I just went and picked up.
Videos, the food looks amazing.
Look like I seen this place in a movie somewhere.
You're all reading for.
Thanks so much for joining me for a week out in the desert. I'm about to have my breakfast on that sourdough that I got from the market. And then I have to go ahead and head to work. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you could hype the video, that really helps push me in the algorithm. That way more people can find these videos and then we all can go on more adventures together. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.